I have two questions today. Is violence always wrong? And is lying always wrong? Let's start with the violence. I think most people are pretty clear about this, but there are some people out there that call themselves pacifists, and I'm not making any judgment about that one way or another, but I've met them. They feel like violence is always wrong. It's always wrong. And I ask them, well, if somebody attacked you, would you fight back? No, I wouldn't. And they try to take this high ground that they're on a higher moral level and all that. But, I'm probably getting into a whole nother topic with that. But of course, violence is not always wrong. I hate violence. So let's say I decided that I would not oppose anyone that was violent. All that's going to do is encourage violence. So the very thing you're claiming to oppose, you would be encouraging. Look at all these mass shootings. Where do they happen? Do they happen here in Prescott, Arizona, where I live, and everybody is armed in this town? Not everybody, but you know what I mean. It's legal to carry a gun. It's legal to carry it concealed. You go into a room somewhere in this town, who knows who's armed? They go into schools where they know no one is armed in there. No one can offer them any resistance. So force is to be used, but only in retaliation and only against those who initiate its use. Ayn Rand had said that. She said a lot more about that. And I agree with that completely. Of course, once there's no other choice, and this is unavoidable, and I would add to this, you haven't provoked it in any way, you're in serious trouble, and the only way out is with greater violence than he's offering you. Lying. That gets to be a touchy thing with people. Look, it's not always wrong to lie. It depends what you're lying about. Are you lying to evade some responsibility you need to be taking? Or are you lying to gain something that isn't yours? Obviously, that lie is not correct. But, let me give a good example. It was many years ago. I did this program for kids, and it was called the Kid Alert program, and I did it with a psychologist in town. And in the program, we broke it up into different levels of kids at this age and this age because their learning abilities are different at all these different ages. So one of the things, and a reporter from the Courier came, the paper here in town, to report on this, and it was at the hotel, and it was a big event. And so I was talking to the kids, and I said, okay, you're home alone, and no one's there, and someone comes to the door. Knock, knock, knock. How are we going to handle that? And one of my thoughts is, don't say anything, don't answer the door. My concern is the person might think no one's in there and break in the house. So I want them to know somebody's in there, so here's what I told the kids to say. They went to the door. We played it out. Knock, knock, knock. Who is it? My name's Jeff Smith, and I need to talk to, I'm here to fix blah, blah, blah. My dad's asleep right now, and I can't wake him up. You're going to have to come back later. Well, the reporter, after a little bit, she stood up and she said, appalled too, she said, are you teaching these children to lie? And I remember looking at her and said, yes. And all the parents in the room, I could see them were going, rolling their eyes up like, how stupid. Are you teaching these children to lie? You haven't teaching them to lie. So let's say, hold up, man, sticks a gun to your head, and you had $500 on you, so you put it in your shoe, and you got, $30 in your pocket, and he's, give me your money. Is that all you have? I cannot tell a lie. You put $500 in my shoe. Of course you're not going to tell them the money's in the shoe. Think about, in World War II, when the Jews were being rounded up, and maybe they hid the kids down in the basement. Same thing. Is there anybody else in the house? Of course you're not going to tell the truth. The Bible says, answer a fool according to his folly. That fits perfectly here. Then it says later on, don't answer a fool according to his folly. But if you think about that, they say the same thing. Answer a fool according to his folly. His folly is he's trying to get that money out of your shoe, and you're not about to give it to him. I'll answer him according to his folly. And don't answer him according to his folly. You don't have to play along with his game with him. It is not always wrong to lie. And sometimes you've got to lie. Let me give you another example. In today's world, how often does this happen? You're at a store somewhere. Can I have your phone number and address? Well, you could say, well, no, it's none of your business. And this goes on, okay, whatever. I find it a lot easier just to say, yeah, I'm Joe Smith. My phone number is 928-445-6167. I just make up a phony phone number. I have a number that I use for that. And of course, when somebody has no business asking me my number or what it is, and in some cases I might say, well, it's really none of your business. In a lot of cases, you realize it just ends up to be a bigger hassle than it needs to be. And am I trying to gain something that isn't mine? No. Am I trying to evade a responsibility I need to take? No. Violence and lying are not always wrong.